Matt LaFleur, continuing to discuss the Davante Adams trade, says Davante Adams is not going to be easy to replace. I would envision a lot can happen between now and opening day. We're moving forward. Right. They are moving forward. They're moving forward without Davante Adams, and they got to find a receiver. The number one guy in their roster currently is Randall Cobb. Alan Lazard has not yet signed his restricted free agency tender, and he's got some leverage. What's his leverage? Randall Cobb is your top receiver right now. That's his leverage. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is gone. He's now a member of the Chiefs. I mean,
he does have leverage. You're right. I didn't even think about that with Lazard.
Still don't understand it.
Yeah.
I'm just not signing. I'm not signing. I want a long-term deal. Even if nobody signs him to an offer sheet somewhere else, he can say, I'm not signing this. You need me more than I need you at this point.
Yeah, you're right. They do. I mean, he to me, when healthy, would be the best receiver on their roster now. He's better than Randall Cobb at this point of his career. Lazard's a huge man. He's about 6'3" or 6'4". He can win with his size, and he can do a little of everything. He can play outside and inside. So he does got a little leverage there. I don't understand what they're doing either. I don't. I mean, again, they double down and show their love for Aaron Rodgers and do all that, and here we are going, wait, what the hell are we doing on their football team now? I don't know either. And like we talked about yesterday, yeah, they'll be able to address the situation with the draft a little bit, but that's not going to fill the need of Davante Adams. That was a different connection. I mean, Rodgers and Adams were, Zen masters. This is a start over where you're going to have one guy that's a Zen that's going to be, trying to teach a young pup or a pupil to get up to speed to where you can at least trust them with the basic plays. That's where it's a total game changer for the Packers.
LaFleur also said, as it relates to the return of Aaron Rodgers, we are going to continue to add talent around him. There are going to be opportunities, always some unforeseen things that will transpire. Yes, the best player on your team, not named Aaron Rodgers, is gone. You traded him. You could have kept him. He was saying he's not going to play under the franchise tag. It's $20 million. If you say, we are not trading you, your choices are to play for us at $20 million or sit out the year. What do you really think he's going to do? What do you really think Davante Adams would have done if push comes to shove, right? I mean, or you could have said, play for 1 year at $20 million, and we won't tag you next year, or we'll trade you next year, something. But if they really wanted him to stay, they could have said, this is how it's going to be. We're going to pay you $20 million to play for us this year. And they let him go instead for a first-round and second-round pick that is going to be a lottery ticket that they're going to scratch off, and it's either going to hit or it's not. And Aaron Rodgers' ability to add to his legacy is now tied to the ability of Brian Gutekunst to turn those picks into something that can immediately help, not 3 or 4 years from now, immediately help Aaron Rodgers win football games.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't. And as we discussed, last week or even yesterday, it, to me, changes their football team. I don't look at them the same right now. And, yeah, they're a playoff team in a division that's not very good. But until I see something on the offensive side of the ball, I'd go, they're out of the Super Bowl window. That's no longer. They're not. They're a real good team in the playoffs, like we talked about. But until improvements are made at wide receiver or whatever, Aaron Rodgers can only overcome so much. And it's a huge, huge blow to their football team. They're not the same team without Davante Adams.
We'll see what happens. And, again, we talked earlier about how the Panthers basically are letting it be known that they're looking at quarterback at 6. The Steelers not rolling out quarterback at 20. Whenever the Packers draft in the first couple of rounds, if you are behind them and there is a receiver you like, you better jump the Packers, like the 49ers did in 2020 when they moved up to get Brandon Ayuk.
Right.
Because that's one of the guys. The Packers' plan for 2020 was, we want Justin Jefferson. Oh, he's gone. We want Brandon Ayuk. Oh, wait, there went the 49ers to get him. What do we do now? Let's trade up for a quarterback. I mean, what in the world?
I don't have
the list in front of me of the other receivers in 2020, but I'd like to think they could have traded down for a receiver who would have turned out to be halfway decent in 2020. So
well, we know there were some great receivers drafted after that. So yeah, there was those chances, definitely. And go ahead.
Look at who's drafting behind. I mean, the Chiefs have picks 28 and 29, and they need to replace Tyreek Hill.
Yes, they do.
So the Packers have to worry about that. They've got number 22 and number 28, but
The Bills might be looking at receiver at 25. There's the Buccaneers could be looking at it, going, hey, Evans is getting up there. The Titans, you could put them in that. There's some teams there that could be interested as far as a wide receiver interest there. 100%. The Cardinals, they lost Christian Kirk. They probably won't. But like when you look at Green Bay and you start to think about them all together, I mean, I don't know. They just going to sit there and wait for some of these older free agents, like prices on what they're demanding in free agency to come down? Is that what they're waiting for? Are they waiting for like Julio Jones to play for $3 million? Are they waiting for Jarvis Landry? Those type of guys? I mean, is that the plan right now? I mean, it seems like it, to just kind of wait it out and wait till the prices come down.
Maybe one or two of them if that's what Aaron Rodgers wants. I just want to know how involved he really is. That was one of the big sticking points last year. He wants to be involved. Their attitude is, you just work here. So was he involved in the strategic decision-making process that has put them on this current path where their top receiver under contract is Randall Cobb, and now they're embarking on this, maybe Julio Jones will come play here. Maybe we can get Jarvis Landry to come here. Maybe we'll get the guy that we want in the draft. I'd want Aaron Rodgers in the war room with me the night of the draft and not sitting at home drinking tequila and waiting to see what happens.
This might be one, you're right. You might want him involved in it a little bit. It's that big of a decision.
I want him to watch tape on these receivers.
Yeah, have him bought in.
Exactly. I want to seal off in advance any opportunity for him to piss and moan after the fact that why did they draft this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, God, this guy? Oh, really? This is the guy you're giving me? Yeah, that's the guy you wanted. So don't complain. And I know that the Packers have a certain way of doing things, but hey, if you're going to pay Aaron Rodgers $62 million a year as part of this effort to get him to want to be there, at some point, I mean, he's the most important employee in the entire organization.
Yeah.
In an organization with no owner, he is the most powerful and important figure, the most highly compensated person in the entire Green Bay Packers organization. So you better involve him in this. You're pinning his legacy, his ability to add to his accomplishments in the NFL on whether or not you get a first-round or second-round receiver who can come in and make a difference. You better get Aaron Rodgers involved. You better find out what he's looking for. You better let him watch film so he can say, I kind of like the way he came out of that break. I like the way he caught that ball in traffic. I think I could trust him to do this. You better – why? That's the other thing, too. We've heard quarterbacks say this in the past. Why wouldn't you want that? Rodgers has said it. I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they want my input?
I don't know. I don't know that either. And you know what I'd say too is like to what you're saying. Like, you know, there's a lot of stories. Manning, Brady, those they got to watch guys and kind of give their pecking order. Not that the organization was going to be like, oh, this is written in stone, but Rodgers has hit that point to where you go, he's seen a lot of good receivers. He knows football. He understands how to run routes. He understands all the nuances for offense and wide receiver. He's going to have an eye for helping us evaluate, the wide receiver. And I know that, New England with Brady and the Colts with Manning, they let them, hey, watch these 5 or 6 guys. Go through this. Give us your thoughts, some feedback on what you like, didn't like about that. I think I'm with you, Mike. They'd be crazy not to do that, especially in this year, and especially for the reason you talked about, to where it gives him and no wiggle room to go, they drafted the guy I hated the most or the one I would have never drafted. Maybe they'd do that anyways, but I would certainly ask for Aaron Rodgers' help here in this one. I would.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.